Merhaba sevgili arkadaşlar, selamlar tekrardan. Şimdi bu haftayı bitiriyoruz, son ders saatimiz. Bu haftayı bitireceğiz, alıştırmalarımızı yaparak ondan sonra önümüzdeki hafta kaldığımız yerden devam edeceğiz. Evet, şimdi 10. ünitedeyiz birlikte, kitabın son ünitesi bu. Evet, nerede kalmıştık bakalım birlikte, tamam mı? Şimdi bir saniye. Evet, bir önceki dersimizde... Evet, buraları yaptık arkadaşlar. Buradaki bir reading parçamız vardı. Buradaki en son yaptığımız şey, buradaki koyu harfle yazılan yerler, kelimeler, ifadeler vardı. Burada da ikinci alıştırmayı yaptık. Burada bazı kelimeleri onlarla değiştirmiştik en son hatırlarsanız. Şimdi burada bir reading parçamız var. Buradan devam edeceğim. Evet. Now we are going to read about Taylor's Travels Incentive Travel Program. Okay. Then we are going to answer questions. First, let's read it. Taylor's Travel Incentive Travel Solutions. Okay, let's go then. If you are looking for a way to reward your high-flying employees, an incentive travel program can be one of your best solutions. Companies often give their best employees an annual bonus, but this is often spent on bills and shopping for groceries. How much better to give your personnel an experience they will remember for the rest of their lives? Sharing unforgettable moments will bond your team and increase motivation and productivity in the workplace more than you can imagine. Call us now and let a tailored travel specialist put together an incentive travel program that is right for you. Okay, so we read this. According to this reading text, why is money not a good way to reward employees? Why, according to Taylor's Travel, is money not a good way to reward employees? Why? Well, companies give bonus to their employees, but Taylor's Travel says it is not a good way to reward them. Why? Well, according to them, the money is often spent on either bills or on grocery shopping and just spent away, and it's not good for anything else. So it is not a good way to reward them. And question 2, what is the advantage to the employer of a group vacation? What is the advantage to the employer? A group vacation. Well, in a group vacation, the workforce can bond together, and after that, it increases the motivation. It increases the productivity of the team, according to Taylor's Travel. All right. Now let's move on to our next exercise, and this one is a listening exercise. Traveling and team building. The name of this exercise, traveling and team building. We are going to listen to 2 business travel stories, okay? And then we are going to answer the questions. We are going to listen to 2 speakers, speaker 1 and speaker 2, and then we are going to answer these questions, okay? So let's first listen to our speaker 1. Let's go.
Unit 10, page 86. Exercise 1. Speaker 1.
It was early in my career and we were going to a weekend training seminar and you had to share rooms with a complete stranger. You know, senior managers think this is a good bonding thing. And I shared a room with someone who snored like an elephant. Normally, I wear earplugs at night, but this time I had forgotten to pack them. I remember going into the bathroom and crying because I was so tired. And in the morning, I was like crazy because I'd only slept for about 15 minutes. At breakfast, I bumped into someone and spilt coffee all over the place. My blouse was ruined, and I just wanted to leave there and then. So I went up to my boss and said, "I want another room or I'm going home." Well, all the other rooms had been taken, and the only place left was the presidential suite, because the person who had booked it had cancelled the reservation at the last minute. So the next night, at least, I was able to sleep in comfort and silence.
Yes, she was able to sleep in the presidential suite at least, right? Okay. So, speaker one, question one. Why didn't she wear earplugs that night? Well, it is really difficult to sleep with someone that snores. I can imagine. Why didn't she wear earplugs? Because she had forgotten to pack them, right? She had forgotten to pack them. Question number two is, why was she so tired at breakfast? Why was she so tired at breakfast? Well, because she had only slept for about just 15 minutes the whole night. 15 minutes, so obviously she was tired. And question number three, why did she sleep in the presidential suite the next night? Why? Well, she wanted another room, and she told her boss that if she couldn't get another room, she would just go home. But why the presidential suite? Because the presidential suite was the only room that was left. And it was because of a last minute cancellation, right? Okay, now we are going to listen to speaker number two. Okay, let's go.
Speaker 2.
Well, last year I left the hotel in San Francisco, where I'd worked for 13 years, and came to the corporate office in Memphis to become brand manager. I'd been at the corporate office for maybe 3 months, and there was an annual conference where all the general managers get together. I was talking to all my new colleagues about the conference. I had never spoken at one before. I'd attended them, but I'd never had to make a speech, and I was quite nervous about it. So they thought they'd play a practical joke on me. They said that at the awards banquet, the theme is country and western. There'll be a country and western band, and everyone's going to dress up. When actually, the truth of the matter was that it was a black tie event. Luckily, I'd packed a pair of jeans in my suitcase, but I went out and bought myself a cowboy hat, some cowboy boots, and a fringe jacket to complete the costume. And I remember coming down, I was alone in the elevator, and it opened up to the foyer in front of the ballroom. And there was a sea of black cocktail dresses and tuxedos, and I just froze. People were looking at me, and I just kept pushing the button of the elevator, until at last the doors closed and I went back up.
So you missed the banquet?
Well, no. Luckily, one of the colleagues who'd been responsible for the practical joke had ordered me a black tuxedo my size and a tie, and so I was able to go back down and join in the festivities.
Well, thankfully, that was funny. Okay, so speaker number two, let's take a look at the questions. One, how long had he worked in San Francisco before coming to Memphis? How long? Well, he had worked there for 13 years, right? Okay. 2, why did he decide to dress as a cowboy? Why? Why? Well, basically because he was a victim of a practical joke. His colleagues decided to make a joke, and they told him that the theme of the awards banquet was country and western, and they told him that everyone had to dress up according to this theme, so he decided to dress as a cowboy. But in the end, he realized that it was actually a black tie event. Evet, black tie event ne demek peki arkadaşlar? Black tie event. Burada siyah kravat anlamına gelmiyor bu. Yani siyah takım elbise, yani siyah takım elbise yani derken de şunu kastediyorum. İlla siyah olması şart değil ama yani takım elbiseyle katılmanız gereken bir banket aslında bu. Genellikle de böyle durumlar için siyah tercih edilir biliyorsunuz. Çoğu kişi papyon falan da takabilir. Black tie event denen ortam böyle bir yer. Fakat bu arkadaşımız ne yazık ki cowboy olarak geliyor. And question number 3, how was he finally able to attend the awards banquet? Because he couldn't attend the banquet in a cowboy suit. So how was he finally be able to attend? What happened? Do you remember? Well, one of the practical jokers, his colleague, had previously ordered a black suit, black tuxedo, and a tie for him beforehand. So he would be able to attend. Well, at least he thought of that, thankfully, right? All right, now let's move on. We have the grammar part here. It is past perfect tense. All right, I want to take a look at this quickly, all right, and make this exercise about it. All right, where do we use past perfect tense? It is a past tense, obviously. We use the past perfect to talk about an action or an event that happened before another past event. So there are two past events. One happens before it, and the other one happens after it. But both of them are in the past. They are all finished in the past, but one happens before it, and the other one happens after that. Okay, and the previous one, the one that happens before another, we use past perfect to express it. Okay, let's take a look at the examples. I came down to breakfast. It's simple past. I came down to breakfast, but I had only slept for about 15 minutes. Mişli geçmiş zamanda diyebiliyoruz arkadaşlar biz buna. Tam olarak değil ama hani öyle de denebiliyor. Kahvaltıya indim fakat sadece 15 dakika uyumuştum. Yani o yüzden de çok yorgundum gibi hani yani ikisi de geçmişte kalmış bir olay. Simple past tense. Past perfect ondan da önce olan olay, bu kadar basit aslında. I left the hotel in San Francisco where I had worked for 13 years. 13 yıl boyunca çalışmış olduğum San Francisco'daki otelden ayrıldım. Önce 13 yıl çalışma durumu var, ondan sonra da ayrılma durumu var arkadaşlar. Evet. 2. The past perfect shows you which of two events happened first. Evet, iki olaydan hangisinin daha önce olduğunu anlıyoruz. Bir şeyden bahsediliyor, 2 tane olay olmuş. Hangisi önce olmuş? Onu anlıyoruz arkadaşlar. Past perfect ile bahsedilen önce olmuştur. Simple past tense ile bahsedilen ondan sonra olmuştur. Böylelikle sırasını anlayabiliyoruz. Evet. When he got to the airport, he checked in. That's a normal sentence. He arrived and then checked in. Okay. You go to the airport and you check in. Okay. But when we say when he got to the airport, he had checked in. Havaalanına gittiğinde check-in'i yapmıştı zaten. Çünkü burada he had checked in, o ondan önce olmuş. Yani burada ne oluyor arkadaşlar? He checked in online before leaving for the airport. Havaalanına gitmeden önce zaten yapmış. Bunu anlıyoruz, tamam mı? And three, the past perfect is often used with adverbs that situate an event before a point in the past. Evet, bazı zarflarla kullanılıyor arkadaşlar. Nedir? Mesela bakalım, örneklere bakalım. The presentation had already started when we arrived. Evet, biz geldiğimizde sunum zaten ya da çoktan başlamıştı. Evet, anlatabiliyor muyum? Buradaki already bu olayı yani öncesine alıyor. The presentation had already started when we arrived. Evet. Önceki past perfect tense'de kullanılıyor. Zaten çoktan olmuş ya da olmaya başlamış bir şey. I had just got to sleep when she started snoring even more loudly. Evet. Daha da yüksek sesle horlamaya başladığında daha tam yeni uykuya dalmıştım. Yani tam ben daldım, hemen akabinde bu başladı. Already, just zaten perfect tense'lerle kullanılan zaman zarfları biliyorsunuz. Past perfect'te de bu şekilde kullanılıyor. Yani iki olay arasındaki zaman farkını göstermek için kullanılan zarflar. Evet arkadaşlar, şimdi past perfect'i çok üstüne aşırı durmak istemiyorum. Bir alıştırmam var, onu da yapıp biraz pekiştirelim. Ondan sonra geçeceğiz. Anlaştık mı? Okay. Now we are going to study the grammar box. We studied it. Okay. And now we are going to complete the story with the verbs in the box. Okay. We have verbs in this box, and they are ask, be, create, fly, got, land, leave, pack, put, and spend. Now we are going to put these verbs in the empty spaces using either simple past tense or past perfect tense. Okay? All right then. Now let's go. Last year, I blah blah to Mexico City for a crucial product expo held by the company's largest and most important account. Evet, geçen sene olmuş bir şeyden bahsediyoruz. Direkt simple past tense kullanıyoruz değil mi arkadaşlar? Simple past tense kullanacağız ama hangi fiille? Last year I blah blah to Mexico City. Yani demek ki buraya bir şekilde gidiyor. Nasıl gidiyor? Bakalım hangisi olabilir? Fly olabilir değil mi arkadaşlar? Fly'ı alıyoruz. Simple past tense yapıyoruz. Last year I flew to Mexico City for a crucial product expo held by the company's largest and most important account. The client blah blah me to make a presentation to decide whether or not to continue the partnership. Evet, ben oraya gittim. Neden gittim arkadaşlar? Because the client blah blah me to make a presentation. Yani müşteri benden bir şey istemiş, ben de oraya gitmişim. Demek ki müşterinin bunu benden istemesi daha önce olmuş bir olay olmalı, öyle değil mi? O zaman ne olacak? Ask fiili olacak. The client had asked me to make a presentation to decide whether or not to continue the partnership. So I flew to Mexico City. All right. I blah blah all of the materials for the exhibition. Brochures, surveys, badges, and registration signs in my suitcase the night before I blah blah. Evet. Bir şey yapmadığım geceden önce bir şey yapmıştım. Ne yapmıştım? I blah blah all of the materials. Topladım ben bunları değil mi arkadaşlar? I had packed all the materials for the exhibition, brochures, surveys, badges and registration signs in my suitcase. Topladım, çantama koydum. The night before I gitmeden önce değil mi? Left. Gitmeden önceki gece topladım. Gitmemden önce oluyor. Önce topluyorum, sonra gidiyorum. O yüzden önce yaptığım şeyi past perfect'le ifade ediyorum arkadaşlar. But when I blah blah at Santa Lucia Airport, I discovered the baggage handlers blah blah it on a flight bound for the Middle East. But when I blah blah at Santa Lucia Airport. Şimdi Meksika'ya vardığı zaman when I blah blah at ne oluyor arkadaşlar? Havaalanına buradaki fiillerden hangisi olur? Land değil mi? But when I landed at Santa Lucia Airport, I discovered the baggage handlers. Yani bu çantayı, bu bagajı hani getirip götüren, dağıtan kişiler havaalanındaki ne yapmışlar? Orta Doğu'ya giden bir uçağa koymuşlar. Had put değil mi arkadaşlar? When I landed at Santa Lucia Airport, I discovered the baggage handlers had put it on a flight bound for the Middle East. Yani o uçuş başlamadan önce bunu başka bir yere koyuyorlar. Başka bir uçağa gidiyor, o kendi de havalanıp Meksiko'ya iniyor. So I blah blah 2 days redoing the documents and printing them in a business center. So I 2 gün boyunca bu yeniden yapıyor. Hangisi olabilir? 2 gün boyunca şunları yaptım. 2 günümü ne yaptım? I spent 2 days. 2 gün harcadım. So I spent 2 days redoing the documents and printing them in a business center. Luckily, because it blah blah such a big event, I blah blah there 3 days early. Luckily, because it ne olacak? Çok büyük bir olay olduğu için 3 gün önce gitmiştim zaten. Çok büyük bir olay olduğu için. It, be fiilini kullanacağız değil mi? Simple past versiyonu was oluyor. Luckily, because it was such a big event, I had gone there 3 days early. Evet. Değil mi arkadaşlar? Pardon. Gone değil, got fiili kullanıyor. I had got there. Evet. I had got there 3 days early. Çok büyük bir olay olduğu için 3 gün önceden gitmiştim. Şans eseri diyor. The trip, blah blah, a new company policy. All printed materials would henceforth be taken as carry-on luggage. Evet. Böylelikle de bu seyahat, bu olay olduğu için bu yolculuk bir şeye yol açmış. Yeni bir şirket politikasının doğmasına yol açıyor arkadaşlar. Bütün basılı materyaller bundan sonra carry-on luggage dediğimiz, hani şu elde götürüyorsunuz, uçağın içine sokulan carry-on luggage deniyor onlara. Herkes elinde taşıyacak o malzemeleri. Bundan sonra bu böyle bir company policy'nin oluşmasına yol açıyor. Yani create değil mi? The trip created a new company policy. All printed materials will henceforth be taken as carry-on luggage. Evet arkadaşlar. Şimdi alıştırmamızı bitirdik. Dersimizi de bitirdik. Haftamızı da tamamladık. Böylece önümüzdeki hafta kaldığımız yerden devam edeceğiz. Evet. Pekala gençler, o zaman bir sonraki haftaki derslerde görüşünceye kadar kendinize iyi bakın. Herkese güzel bir hafta sonu diliyorum. Hoşça kalın.